What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down Mike Evans' route running, okay? So we're going to be talking about how you can manipulate zone coverage, how you guys can beat off-man coverage, and then how you guys can ultimately get some separation when maybe it's cover two or a look where a safety is over the top, okay? So I hope this video gives you guys some value, improves your football IQ, is just the knowledge of how to run routes and where to attack a DB. Let's get started with this video. But also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and you want to get stronger, faster, more explosive, have more speed coming out of the top of your breaks, check out that very first link in the description for our 2-month long wide receiver gym bundle. So it's not just exercises that you could find anywhere. There's specific exercises to help you improve at the wide receiver position. There's a specific reason why we do each one of them, all broken down to a step-by-step workout split, rest days included, sets and reps. So check out that very first link in the description, fellas. It's 2 months of wide receiver workouts. Let's get started with this video. So first things first, here we're looking at this stop route against zone coverage. Now this is a perfect way to manipulate zone coverage, and Evans is very, very good at this, right? Especially being an outside receiver, and especially maybe being a bigger guy, we're always going to be a threat where? Downfield. You're always going to be a threat to beat this guy over the top, because if you even get a step on him from a quarterback perspective, you're open, right? And Evans ain't a slow guy, right? He's a big guy, kind of got some speed to him, right? Especially for his size, but we're always a threat vertical, no matter what, off the line of scrimmage. So if you're a bigger wide receiver, you guys got to understand that. That's why your route running is so important for you to get separation. That's why a guy like Julio Jones is so damn dangerous. That's why Mike Evans, you see him get a lot of separation. Maybe he's not as good of a route runner as Julio, but you see him get a lot of separation on his routes because he's always that vertical threat. And if we can use that, that can get us some space. So what does he decide to go with here? So he's got to run a stop route. So he goes with this vertical set step, right? So the goal always in zone coverage is what? We want to make him uncomfortable. We want to try to step on these toes. No matter what the situation is, you got to break your route off at a depth. Like if he was going to break this thing off, let's say he was running a 5-yard in, then he would be pushing vertical as hard as he can for the depth of the route. Then he snaps this off. We can't just pick and choose when I break this route off. I got to close the distance. I got to try to step on his toes, make him uncomfortable. So then he uses this vertical set, right? So this little fake to the inside, because if you guys were running a fade against zone coverage, this is what you'd want to do. I get that question all the damn time. What do I do if the DB's way off zone coverage and I got to run a fade? You want to close the distance. You throw this little pressure step or vertical set to the inside, maybe get him to stop his feet a little bit, shift his weight forward, let him sink post, and then I slip out behind him, right? So that's the key. That's what we're trying to sell right now, because where do we ultimately want to get? We want to get to this blind spot. So that's exactly where he works. See how he puts his head forward, pad levels forward, in stride. He's pushing to the blind spot of this DB, because in this blind spot, he can't see him, right? The DB does not know where you're at. So he's going to be thinking, oh, he's just going fade, especially if you guys have good speed, you're pumping your arms, you're staying in stride. He doesn't feel you slow down. The DB is going off of feel in this situation. He's not going off of, oh, I can see him, I know exactly what he's doing. So if I could threaten him to this spot with my pad level, with my speed, that's going to allow me to get some separation, because you see, he thinks we're going vertical. He's expecting me to be here, and I just stop, and this ball should already be out from that quarterback, and that's a ton of separation. That's a great job utilizing or beating zone coverage. It's a great job exposing zone coverage right there by Mike Evans. Now we're going to take a look at the exact same route, but it's going to be against a off-man catch technique coverage. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job by Mike Evans using that vertical set step, work to the blind spot, then I snap this thing off, stop on a dime, and then be able to make this play. That's a great route right there, okay? So now let's take a look at the same route, gets a little move to the inside, and now it's a swap by, right? So now this DB's kind of like hip to hip with him, and he's got the same kind of route. It's like they call it, some people call this like chains, like you're just getting to the stick, or like a stop route, like maybe like a fade out, like so it kind of applies to a lot of different things, but maybe you're just getting to the chains and you're just stopping, right? Just pushing up to the depth of the first down, then stopping, or maybe you're just going 12 routes and you're just turning around. It kind of depends on what the situation is and what the route concept is and how you guys play this, especially from the outside. A lot of the times, maybe a design stop, or maybe it's a play where if he's over the top and he's got you beat, then you maybe don't run a fade. You have the option to just stop and settle down right there, and that's a chemistry thing with your quarterback. So there are a lot of different ways that you could work this, right? So now when I got a DB, maybe I'm off the ball, he's in this catch technique. It's very important that, again, what do I want to do? I want to close the distance. Let's make him uncomfortable. Anytime he's not impressed, I want to try to close the distance the best I can, right? So now when I come off here, close the distance with this guy, and you see how he gives him that same little vertical set to the inside, right? Because we're trying to make him think I'm closing the distance and doing what? Giving him a little move here, try to get him to stop his feet. Then I'm going to slip out to the outside and sell vertical. So the whole goal when he's in man coverage, catch technique, off man, is that if we got to run this stop route, I want to try to get him to turn his hips and make him believe vertical. And it's going to be easy to do if I'm a good salesman. If you can sell with your speed, you can sell with your pad level, you can sell with your eyes, all the above, and especially you're a bigger guy like Mike Evans is, it's very, very hard to recover for a DB, and it's very hard to sit on any kind of break because, like we said, immediately off that line of scrimmage, you are a vertical threat. He does not want to get beat over the top by you. He does not want to get you mossed. He does not want to get beat on a jump ball. So we can force him off that line a little bit easier, right? So you see, he does such a great job of pushing up, keeping a good pad level, keeping a good stride. And you see, what he's doing isn't the fastest thing in the world, right? It's not like he's just blazing speed like Tyreek Hill, Ruggs, whoever. It's just he's got good body language. That body language is what sells the route. And if you're going as fast as you can and you have good body language and we're threatening this guy vertical, that's what can get us some separation. Because now when he turns and runs with me hip to hip, I should always have this plan. I'm ready to swat by at any given time. It's not a push. It's just like you're using his momentum and you're just giving a little swat, just a little tap. I teach this personally. I like teaching this on the back of the hip just because I feel like it's a little more subtle. But if you're obviously Mike Evans is a little bit bigger than this DB. So back of the shoulder is a little bit more realistic for him. But some point of control, the back of his shoulder, back of his hip. Now, how to not get called for a push on this, right? So everybody's like, oh, well, that's a flag, that's a flag, that's a flag. How you don't get called for a push, it's like that clip, like Michael Jordan, his last shot as a bull, he works a crossover, and he's got a hand on the guy's hip. You guys should look that up. And he's got his hand on that guy's hip, and he just gives him a little nudge. He uses his momentum. That's what you're doing. You're not extending and pushing with your arm. You're not pushing him. It's just like you're using his momentum to swat. It's a very subtle movement. That's how you won't get called for a flag. Just don't extend and push him in the back. You want to make it just very subtle, swat him by, just let his momentum keep taking him upfield. And how you get his momentum to go upfield is by actually selling vertical with my pad level, with my stride, with my eyes straight forward. So it all sets up. It's all connected. It's all built. But when we get to the top of this stop route, vertical set, try to force him to turn his hips. Then I'm swatting the back of his shoulder, back of his hip to create some separation so I could sit down. Quarterback will be on time with the ball, and this is a ton of separation. We're just able to catch this thing and fall. You could even fall and just get the first down. It's a great job by Evans. Watch it again, full speed one more time. Great job using that vertical set to self-fade, swat him off, use that momentum, and then come back to that ball. Great route. All right, guys, I want to take this minute to talk about a brand new supplement company, Predominance and Pro Dominance, pre-workout and protein powder by A&G Labs. So this is a great supplement for athletes to take if you guys want to improve weight gain, you guys want to improve your muscle, right, or put on muscle, I should say, and just get overall stronger in the gym and help you recover faster. Their pre-workout has got 5 grams of creatine in it to help you guys with weight gain, helps you guys with strength in the gym, ingredients to help with mental focus and obviously energy. And then their protein powder has great digestive enzymes for you to absorb the protein faster. It's a lot easier on sensitive stomach because it's a whey isolate powder, which is better for athletes because it is a healthier source of protein. So check out that second link in the description, fellas. Use the promo code FIRST15 to get 15% off your first order. So use the promo code FIRST15 again. Second link in that description below. You get some supplements that'll help you to strengthen the gym, recover a little bit faster, help you put on that needed muscle that you need for this upcoming season. So again, second link in the description, fellas. Let's get back to this video. One big thanks, big shout out to A&G Labs. So now, third route we're going to be taking a look at here. Nothing too complicated, but it's about IQ, right? So as a receiver, you guys got to be on the same page as a quarterback. So we see how this safety's coming over the top. When I got a situation where maybe this DB falls like it was, like maybe it's a 2-man situation, maybe it's even like a 1-high situation and that free safety's screaming over the top, you got to have some knowledge as a receiver to know when to settle and when to maybe not be 100 miles an hour into your route, right? Now, this is something that I wish I wouldn't have to address, but I see it so commonly in receivers because they don't understand coverages, right? They don't understand, oh, okay, so this safety's playing here. I'm probably not going to be just running full speed with my head downfield. This quarterback's probably not going to give me the ball. Like if it's a situation where maybe you're running a fade route on the outside and then the inside guy's got a 5-yard out, and let's say the corner leaves you and lets you go, you don't want to just keep running into this safety if there's a safety over the top right here. You want to kind of settle. You want to settle in that window so the quarterback doesn't have to throw it to you and then you get killed because he's going to lead you, right? You just want to settle in that window, let the quarterback settle you with the ball and almost stop you with the ball so we can just catch this thing, and if we have to, we just fall down. We don't take any unnecessary shots. So you guys got to understand the situation when you guys got a safety screaming over the top, especially when you got any kind of vertical portion of a route, any kind of fade route, any kind of route where you're pushing downfield, settle in that window. It's no different than when you're coming over the middle and you got zone coverage, but you got to be able to recognize how many safeties there are, what those safeties are most likely responsible for, and the coverage. You guys got to have a knowledge of what the quarterback's read is, what the quarterback is trying to look for, and where the quarterback's going to be trying to put you. That's how you become a complete receiver. Everybody asks me all these questions about how can I get the ball more? How can the quarterback throw me the ball? He doesn't throw me the ball. Well, you got to make sure that you're on the same page as him. You got to make sure that you know where to go when he needs you to be there. And then trust me, you're going to get the ball, right? Why do you think so many guys at the next level, like Travis Kelce, Julian Edelman when he played. Why do you think they got the ball so much? Because they were former quarterbacks, and they understand what the quarterback's looking for, what his read is, where his progressions are, and timing of the play, and knowing how to manipulate defenses and sit in those zone coverage. So that's something that you have to know. That is something that you got to be able to study so you're on the same page as your quarterback, so you could get more balls thrown to you. This is a great job by Evans understanding the situation. Like, obviously, this still is man coverage. This guy just falls down, but he's not going to take this thing super far upfield. He's going to settle. He's going to relax. He's going to let the quarterback stop him with the ball so this safety doesn't just scream over and take his head off, or he covers himself and he runs right into the safety, and then we got no play. That's a great job. Very intelligent play right there by Mike Evans. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to leave those in the comments below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And again, fellas, very first link in the description, 2 months of wide receiver gym workouts to get you guys more explosive off the line, faster out of your breaks at the top of the route, improve your overall speed, improve your grip strength, and all the above. So check out that very first link in the description, 2 months of wide receiver workouts. I'll see you guys next time.